Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Cami and on this channel we focus mainly on graphic design. So before we get started, please check me out on Instagram. That's where I post the most. That's where I post my projects, my reels about business and soon to be graphic design. And you can see the links below. So today is a good day. We're going to be doing a razor brand. We're going to be covering all the aspects of it as well as the packaging. So this will be a very fun day today. So yeah, let's get started. So we always start with a Pinterest board. And here you can see this is in Illustrator. This is the minimized version of the Pinterest board. And as you can see, my idea for this is some leg illustrations. I think this could look really cool as a razor brand. You can see some cool stickers. I really want to incorporate that, as well as you can see some of the colours and the general vibe of it. My idea of this has come from a subscription box that I bought myself, and it has inspired me to do this. So yeah. So the name of this razor subscription brand is going to be May. And this means beautiful, and I thought this could fit very nicely with the brand, as you want to feel beautiful when you do go through this stuff that women do. But let's not go into that. So this made me think of the brand that is already out there called Mai, which is by Marzia. You may have heard of her. So that's why I'm going to decide to go with the no caps. As you can see on the left side, I do have some caps variation, but I decided to not go with that as it just gives me a really nice feeling of the brand that is already out there by Marzia. It's still very different as hers is more delicate, and as you can see here, my idea of it is going to be quite bold and out there. But still, I really like this one, and I think it really works well with the idea that I have for it. And as you can see below, I also have a body text that I'm deciding on as well. And I decided to go for the bottom one. And as always, I like to start with the colour palette after I choose my typography. Usually there might be some changes that I make, although this font is pretty much perfect for me, and I really enjoyed how it looks like, and I didn't want to make any changes whatsoever. So the next step would be to create the colours. And I start with the May in the middle and a background colour as well as changing the colour of the May as well. And as you can see, I went for the colours that I have in my mood board as well. So we have the blue, then we have the cream and the pinks. And after I decide on that, I didn't want to create a variation. I thought this is simple enough, and as it's such a short word, it would be perfect for anything, and I didn't want to minimize it to anything else other than May, because the other variation could be like an M on its own, which I didn't want. So the next step would be to look at some typography to start bringing the brand to life. As you can see here, I have 3 photos that represent this brand. It's basically legs, as you would have imagined for a razor brand. And then the next step that I'm going to be taking is creating a pattern. And this pattern is going to be an illustration of legs. So I do get another 3 photos from 3 stock sites to start sketching over those. And yeah, so this is my process. And the overall view of this brand that I have is having it rather funky and playful, but also feminine, and yeah, and I think having illustrations of the legs could fit very nicely with the brand. So next I'll be getting onto the stickers. And one of the stickers is going to say "What are pants?" I thought this is a very cool thing that I saw in my mood board and I thought it works perfectly. And then it's an exclamation mark and I'm 100% vegan. I was also thinking about using a love heart as well, but it didn't work out in the end. And then finally I create this little star, which I think it's quite popular as well, but it's something that I really like as well. I think it's a nice touch to the brand. And I do like it represents like smooth, like when you are smooth you could be seen as quite shiny, and this is what this star could represent as well. If you think about it in like a cartoony way, if you are smooth, you're shiny. So yeah, this is the final product of the stickers, and next would be the packaging. So what I did was find a mock-up online for free and then see the size of the actual front and the side, so I can still work inside Illustrator to have the best packaging layout as possible rather than moving separate parts from Illustrator to Photoshop for the mock-up. And again, this was a trial and error. I think a lot of designers have this sort of stage of just trial and error. And here, as you can see, I'm creating a bit of a pattern with the legs, as before it was singular legs, the single illustration. So yeah. And this is something that I really want to go in the packaging, as you can see. I'm having a bit of troubles finding the best way to include the legs as well as have everything quite clear to read. But in the end I decide to change the colour of the legs to these more creamy and darker pinks that go very nicely with the background as well. And then to make it even more readable, I place the patterns onto one of the sides and then have the text on the other side. And let's take a moment to appreciate how this looks. I'm so happy how this turned out. As you can see, there was a lot of struggle. There was a lot of struggle with finding the best way to include this pattern, which is it's very distracting, and having the packaging and the messages and the information be easily read without being distracted by or being unable to see due to the pattern. And as you can see, so the solution was to have a simple background for the text and then the more interesting side. So yeah, this is the final product, and let's see all of it together with all the colours and everything. And I'm so happy with the colours. The colours are very, very nice. I think they do represent a more delicate side, like the creams and the pastel-y pink and the blue. It's very relaxing. And I'm so happy with the colours for the pattern as well. Here you can see all of it together, the packaging. And yeah, this is the packaging on its own. As you can see, I have 2 variations of it, and yeah, I'm really proud of how this turned out. So yeah, this is the end, and I'm so happy how this turned out. I'm very pleased with myself. This is what I enjoy about passion projects, just having the ability to, you know, create whatever you enjoy the most. And I totally recommend to you guys to also create your own passion project, write a list down of what you would like to do, and basically this is a great way to, you know, target your ideal customers. So yeah, I will see you guys next time, and in the meantime you can check me out on Instagram, that's where I post the most. And yeah, links in bio, and I'll see you next time. Bye!